So I promised myself that as soon as I have found what I was looking for, then I'm gonna make a video on how I found it. And I gave this promise to myself before I have created this channel. It simply became my hobby to record my personal insights on camera, and at some point I started to upload those videos. And I was just looking for something that I have lost. I thought I've lost it. And the closer I came to what I was looking for, the more insights I had, the more I wanted to make an update on what I understand now. So, and I did this so that I can watch my own videos to lead myself back to joy in case I lose it again. So, and it all started basically 4 or 5 years ago when I had this. I had many awakenings, small awakenings before, but there was just this incredible time 4 or 5 years ago when everything simply stopped. There was just this incredible cosmic love. I think this happened when the virus broke out. And I didn't do anything actually. I just came home and something in me surrendered in a good way. And it came natural to me to be able to sit down and meditate and be in this joyful, blissful state. And I knew that that's it. Like, I don't know what it was, but I just knew that this is spirituality. This is real spirituality. And I knew that there are a lot of people who do not understand this, who would just say that this is like something happened in the brain and that's why. But that was my greatest time until now. And then I've lost it. And I've been through a horrific time after that incredible experience. And that time where everything was just so beautiful, like everything was just this cosmic love that held for 8 to 12 weeks. But then even after that, when the horrific time started, I could simply choose to meditate and everything was just fine again. But then everything became even worse and worse and worse and worse. So I wanted to understand, like, it's like a calling. It's not something I decided. It just happened. I wanted to understand, what is this? And why does it go away? And like, this is in a way personal. This is not something I'm trying to teach, but it is the essence on why this channel even exists. So I was looking for the truth. I became a truth seeker. Before I really understood that I am a truth seeker, I had this time where I just became a messed up person. Like, I had one toxic relationship after another. I became addicted to weed. But I knew that my core was not like this. My core still knew that my real self is, wants to experience that cosmic love. But this horrific time was somehow there to teach me that misery and suffering exists. But I wasn't able to settle for this, party lifestyle. Just never felt couldn't relate with it. So I became a truth seeker, and at first I was trying to meditate, like regular meditation, but I found myself in a state where my nervous system was damaged, and it just wasn't possible for me. And I was conditioned up till then to do things for something. So I was doing meditation to get happiness, to get back to this state of joy. And of course that didn't work. Then I continued to seek. At some point I met an old friend, and he invited me to his church, and then I became a Christian. And I respect people who are believers, but that was my worst time. That just, it took all of my trust, and it made me fear death, because there's a God in the sky or somewhere that will judge me. There's a hell, and I was just scared, and something in me just knew, come on, let's go on. That's not it. And I left. And this took a lot of courage, because my whole belief system it changed, I thought like a Christian. But something deeper in me knew that, no, this is not it. And I continued with, studying stuff. I wanted to know everything. Like, how did this universe come into being? What is this? What is the truth? Because I knew there are so many people who are looking for the truth, and there are so many ways to look at the world and say that's the truth. You can read the Quran or the Bible or all the Vedic texts in so many different ways to look at the world and say that's the truth. But the problem is, you see, that as soon as you say that's the truth, you're automatically going to attract people who are saying that you're demonic and you believe in the lie, and you should do this, you should do that, and I always had this inner compass that said that if that's the case, then that's not the truth. Because when I had this experience, this cosmic love experience, there was just unity. Like, there was no right or wrong. There was just obvious, all-pervading love. So I continued. And I was looking for answers. I even went deep, like what are Anunnakis, like all these aliens and Bashar, and that was like, this is so out of reach, and like, I'm just a normal person and there's like an alien talking to me about cosmic things, and I was like, so I continued. And there was this radical non-duality, and I was able to relate with radical non-duality, because they said that this is just it and this is God, and I saw it. Like, there were these glimpses where my sense of self was just gone, and that's it, and I saw it. But I also knew that, when those glimpses ended, that my mind does not have the power to create those glimpses or to make it work, So I had to, like, accept that this is not a way you can go. It's not something that will help you. Like, if there is still confusion, then you cannot just say that there is nobody here, even though I know that there is, like, in the absolute level, there is really nobody here, like, no separate, that it's just, but it's hard to describe, and it's not helpful at all. So there came a point where I surrendered again, because my mind finally came to a point where it understood that it does not have the power to do anything. It does not have the power to actually do something. Like, it can create the illusion of being on a way, being on a path. There are lots of manifestation videos here, and I'm not saying that they are not okay, but when someone is suffering and desperate for help, and a person is seeing those videos, then there's just this hope. Those videos create hope, and they say your dream life will come, it's there, the door is open, you just have to allow yourself. Like, this creates the illusion of really, when does it come, it's like, but it does not come. It creates the illusion that what you're looking for is something that is about to come. And if that's your thing, that's okay. But that wasn't my thing, because in my experience, what I have experienced 4 years ago, that was immediate, right now, pure love. And again, there was just this point where I surrendered. I wasn't trying to be someone, I wasn't trying to be a seeker, I wasn't trying to understand. I just completely gave up. And it wasn't my doing. Like, I cannot choose to give up. Just sit down and give up. Because if there's still this will to understand something, then that will is just, it's there. But as soon as I gave up, there was just, it was just, that's just that. It's just, as soon as I give up trying to become something, then love can reveal itself. Because love means it's okay. Love means I accept. Love means you don't have to become anything. I love you regardless. And that's what happened. Now I'm here talking about this, and it's actually funny how simple it is. It's just, when you're a seeker, you're pretending that you're someone that has to find something that will complete you. But that it can't be love. Because if you think you can do something to be loved, then that's not real love. That cannot be cosmic love. It's just surrender. And then also when thoughts appear, feelings appear, negativity appears. For example, anger. Let's say anger appears. Normally we have learned to use methods to get rid of that. Or at least I have learned, and I'm sure that many other people have also learned to use methods to get rid of uncomfortable feelings like anger or sadness or depression or just something negative. And what happens now is just that when anger arises, then there's just this immediate acceptance. It's anger. And there's just, in this acceptance, it feels like there is anger, sadness, grief, whatever there is, but there's this immediate acceptance of it. And acceptance is not something I do, it's what naturally is when you're not trying to get rid of it. So when you're not using methods to get rid of that anger, and you say, I'm angry. You don't even have to say I'm angry. It's simply what is. It's not what defines me, of course. But it's just when there's this feeling, then there's just this feeling. And I don't need to do anything about it. And what happens then is just it's there as long as it wants to stay. But there's also this acceptance, which is like a warm feeling here. No longer trying to fight myself. It's just a warm feeling here. And then this anger is sort of like a fog that comes and it goes. But this acceptance is something that is always here. And it was always here. Like even in those times where I was trying to fight what is, there was like this acceptance that was accepting that I was trying to fight what is, and that I that was trying to fight what is wasn't really what I am. So I promised myself to record a video to, in case I lose it again, just point myself into the direction I should go in case I lose it again. So I would say God cannot be found on the outside. God cannot be found on the inside. God is naturally there when outside and inside is accepted. So it's all about being as you are. It's just that. It's just that.